Hey, everybody, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. This is one of my favorite series we have on the TED Show. It's Women's Council of Realtors Empower Half Hour. We're here to empower you. We're here to encourage you. We're here to educate you. Women's Council of Realtors has done so much in my life and, of course, in the life of the two now, but three ladies that we're going to have on the show. And so we just want to kind of highlight that, give back. We talk about community on the show. And Danielle Hamrick has been kind enough to take on this project with me, along with Angela. And then, of course, we have special guests. And today's special guest is Barbara Pfeiffer-Marcus, and we will get to her in a minute. But welcome, ladies. How are you?
Great. How are you, Ted?
I am fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you for asking. All right, so before we went live, I said the audience loves origin stories. So we're going to start with you, Danielle, just give them a little background on you. And then if you'd be so kind as to introduce Barbara for us.
Absolutely. All right, my name is Danielle Hamrick. I am with Realty One Group, Emerald Coast. I am a realtor, have been a realtor since 2017. I am currently the 2022 president of Emerald Coast, which is Destin, Florida. And I did get elected for district vice president for 2023 for the state of Florida.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes. So I'm excited to be able to help others learn and grow on exactly what I was able to learn and grow this year. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to Barbara Pfeiffer-Marcus with HomeFi Mortgage here in Destin.
Thank you, Danielle.
Right. Barbara, thank you, Danielle. Barbara, thanks for coming on the show. I'm excited to learn more about you. So give us a little bit of your journey, if you wouldn't mind.
So I currently am an account executive with HomeFi Corporation, and I've been in this position for about a year and a half. I am a longtime resident of Destin, Florida, and the Emerald Coast with over 35 years. And I had a long career as a pharmaceutical sales representative for about 32 plus years. So officially, I retired from that career, and I have a good friend that is the owner and president of HomeFi, and he was looking for an account executive to be the person to go out and attend the events, help with the marketing, kind of be the point of contact for the realtors. And that happened about a year and a half ago. So a completely different change, career path to real estate, lending, total shift.
So tell us how you got involved in Women's Council.
I love this. You take over, Danielle. This is perfect. Go.
So Danielle,
I love that. I love that story. Tell us, because I think that's one of the amazing things about Women's Council. I still think it's the best kept secret in the industry.
Yes.
And I mean that from not just building your business, but learning about your business, educating yourself, making lifelong connections. And I think a lot of people don't understand why. Usually when we have a realtor on here, people go, why would realtors want to hang out with realtors? I know why Barbara and I like to hang out with realtors. First of all, you all are fun. But we do it, we have business. That's usually in our minds. How can we get more business? But it's really so much more than that. So let's talk about that, Barbara. So Danielle obviously got you involved. Give us that story.
So Danielle called me. Someone had told Danielle about HomeFi, and she was trying to help a client with purchasing a lot. And so she called and said, do we finance lots? And we do not, but I enjoyed the conversation with Danielle, and I said, can we get together for lunch? And that's one of the things I like to do to connect and build relationships with the realtors is, meet for lunch and kind of let them know what I can do to help them build their business as a strategic partner. And that created a friendship. And of course, her involvement with Women's Council of Realtors kind of got me involved. And she invited me to a meeting, and I became a member as a strategic partner. So, and it's been a fantastic organization. I heard you mention the education part, the motivation. They are fun. And a lot of the realtor organizations have a lot of charity work that they do, and I've been very excited to do that. So, but I've really enjoyed the friendship with Danielle, and she's definitely a leader within the Women's Council of Realtors.
Thank you.
And a friend.
So I agree. I think that Women's Council does so much for leadership, helping leaders kind of grow and find their own way. I think a lot of people will join initially, again, from a business perspective, or there's some curiosity there. But look at how far you've come, Danielle. Tell us a little bit about your Women's Council journey.
Absolutely. It was about 4 years ago. I kept seeing Women's Council of Realtors. They must have sponsored an ad or something that kept just following me, retargeting. So, and I noticed that, hey, what are these realtors doing, and who is this organization? And then one night I went to an event that they were sponsoring. I didn't realize that they were sponsoring it, and talked to the president at the time, which was Allison Richards, and asked her all about it. And then she introduced me to the membership director at the time, which was Tula Tucker. And then before I knew it, I had told them I had been in a ministry. I didn't know if you knew this or not, but I had been in ministry as a prayer partner for a well-known televangelist in Texas. And so I was talking to them about that. So then that initially, they asked me to say the prayer, which I was shaking at the time, public speaking. And so then I said the prayer. Before I knew it, I was a member, and then they asked me to be the membership chair that year. The next year as membership director, and then got elected the year after that for president-elect. And then president this year, next year, district vice president for the state of Florida, and who knows what else is going to happen. But I'll tell you what, it has been a journey, and this is what I tell people when they do become members. Why would I want to be a member with other real estate agents, right? Well, the reason is because when you're on the other end of that transaction, and you know that person, and you love that person, you're going, oh my gosh, we get to do a transaction together. Same with the strategic partners. I've done a deal with you, Ted. I've done a deal with you. I mean, you're in Orlando, right? So, and she's in Destin. So we're reaching all throughout the whole state of Florida. I've met people through this that even some people that are the state president for Missouri, I've met her through all of this. It's a great referral network. I've received a lot of referrals. What's that, Ted?
I was just saying it really is. I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let me just tell you about leadership. I was just telling my husband about this yesterday, that I saw on Facebook the little ads that come up that are sponsored. I don't know why, but even OU, Oklahoma University, has leadership a master education, bachelor education. And I'm going, wow, I feel like I already have a master's. So, why would I spend $25,000 on getting a master's degree when I can go and we got Angela coming in hot.
There's Angela.
Oh, there she is. Hello, Angela.
I made it.
Made it.
The thing is why would I spend that on a degree when I can get the love and support and empowerment from the Women's Council of Realtors?
Exactly. And before I introduce you, Angela, I agree. I think one of the things that helped me in my business, and I'm sure Barbara can attest to it as a strategic partner, is that if I had the loan, and there were so many other people that had a loan in when the market was like that, if I knew the listing agent, I could call the listing agent. And I think because of my relationships in Women's Council, it really helped out my business, because it is about relationships. When you go, you are going to meet people you are going to love, and you're also going to learn more, and you're going to build your centers of influence, or sphere of influence, like they say. So, all right, Angela kind of snuck right in there. Angela, tell us about you. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Angela with Foundation Title and Escrow, and I am their sales and marketing person, which I love. And, I wanted to add to what Danielle was saying and what you just said, that it's very important not to burn bridges in this business, because you never know who you're going to be working with. And I network all the time. I was at an investors meeting last night, and 2 or 3 people said the same thing, is that you never know who you're going to be on the other side of a deal with or working with. So it doesn't behoove you to have bad negative vibes or a bad reputation. So just something to think about.
It's true. Tell us, Danielle and Barbara both told us, how did you get involved with Women's Council originally?
I actually was involved in Women's Council because of Annie Belter, who was treasurer at the time. She was a realtor, and we'd done some business together and had lunch, and she was talking to me about it and asked if I would be interested in taking over that position. And I did. I met with her and Allison with Scenic Sotheby's, the president at the time, and met with them and came on board. And then that's how Danielle and I became friends and stayed in the same hotel room together.
We didn't know each other, but they put us together.
Now we do. And then the second year I stayed on as the board of director of new memberships. And now I'm on as a social chair. And so that's how it started. I've made so many great friends that you probably hopefully will be seeing when we bring more guests on the show to meet. But yes, so that's how I got my start.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always interesting how you get involved with Women's Council and how that all works. I think I had a realtor friend that Linda Sampieri is really the one, or Cherie Rohn, introduced me 100 million years ago, probably before all of you were born. But I've been a member of the network down here for so many years. And I'm amazed at how many people really don't know or understand. A lot of people still think you have to be a woman to be a member. Yeah. It's so funny to me when they're like, how are you? And then you get all those crazy looks. And I'm like, no, dudes can join too. Lighten up. Why wouldn't you want to be involved in this organization? Just because it's Women's Council of Realtors, that has to do with how it was started and the mission. Let's talk about go ahead.
One thing about that is that 10% of the organization are men. I even dragged my husband into it.
I was going to say, he's a great one.
And I want to encourage guys to get involved. I really do. I think it's super important. When I originally joined, I was just relatively new in this industry. And actually, I wasn't even in this industry. I was in a different industry. And I just thought, God, how powerful. The luncheons were so powerful. The events were so encouraging and upbeat. And so let's talk about the market a little bit. You 3 represent 3 different roles in the market. And of course, I want to let Barbara start first. How are you feeling about the market? What are you seeing? People love to kind of get everybody's perspective. And since you're in a different state, I think it would be cool to kind of hear what you all have to say. So Barbara, we'll start with you.
Yes. So thank you, Ted. So our business, we are a lender, but a broker. So we have a wide variety of options. This area, Destin, is very high demand. We have a lot of people that want investment property. So we really haven't seen a decline. It is shifting a little bit to allow like the sellers to have a little bit more ability to maybe have concessions and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I am seeing some of our younger buyers be able to actually get into contracts. So we're really reaching out to them at this time because, there are opportunities where the sellers can offer, help with the closing costs, or they may be able to buy downs, which I don't know if you've heard a lot about that. That's been a hot topic lately, where you can do a 2-1 buy down or a 1-0 buy down. It doesn't decrease the value of the property, but it gives some reduction in the interest rate temporarily and a lower payment for that buyer, so that helps them qualify. And it's a good way to also get the seller, opportunity to make their property market better and differentiate it. So But our business is actually growing because as a smaller company, HomeFi, we're a little more flexible and we can shift with, the changes. And also we work very hard to give great customer service so that, in hard times we'll kind of,
Yes.
and stay positive, stay
Yes.
positive.
It's all about the relationships, right? So you
Absolutely.
have your relationships, you have your women's council relationships, and in our, as we used to call them affiliates, now we call us strategic partners, Barbara and Angela and I, it's about being involved and it's about establishing those relationships, even when things were so amazing. I think that's where a lot of affiliates, strategic partners miss out, is because they wait and then all of a sudden they dry up and then they're trying to build relationships fast and they can't understand why the realtor's like, I already have my relationships. They were there for me when it was crazy, and I want to be with those people that were loyal to me. What are you seeing, Angela, on the title side?
On the title side, for me, there seems there's a lot more properties, on the market right now. So there's more MLS tours. They're having, instead of one property, having 10 properties that we're going to view. For me, that's great because I get to meet more agents and see more properties and get to help them more with open houses. And I think, after the COVID thing, people are excited. They're getting out. I've been to a lot of events lately and there are huge turnouts. We just did Rebar Camp and it was just a huge success.
And
lots of people.
Our wire.
And our wire event, lots of stuff. So, it's even more exciting right now to get out and be able to network and work with agents. My side's a little different because I'm not behind the desk. I'm there to bring the business in, and there's plenty of business to go around. So I'm very excited. There's a lot of agents to meet and go after. And Women's Council has been a huge help in my success and being able to work with agents, meet them, build a reputation, and get them to bring the business to our office. So
I love it. Agreed.
And what is your title?
my title of Sales and Marketing Business Development Director. So friend
All
to
right.
everyone.
Queen of real estate.
Friends. I'm in between two friends.
All right, Miss Queen of real estate, Danielle, tell us your perspective.
Okay, so what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing that it's still a seller's market, but we're not seeing the craziness of the multiple offers unless you're over on the side where military is. Military is still hyper seller's market because they're PCSing. So it's going to depend on what zip code that you're in, really. The luxury market is very, anything that's, 1-2 million is still going. I think a lot of people are taking their money out of the stocks and they're putting it into the luxury market. Now the middle, the middle, probably 500,000, 600,000, 700,000. Those are kind of sitting. Anything under 500,000 going pretty quick.
Yep.
So that just tells you, and it's going to depend on which zip code. For instance, if it's north of us, which is Freeport, Niceville, Definiak, places like that, you're looking at, that's where most of the locals are living. So yeah, they need a place to stay. But if you're south, there are some locals like me. Yeah, we live in Destin and Santa Rosa Beach. So basically, but it's mixed with a lot of short-term rentals. Yeah. So there's a lot of investors, a lot of investment properties. We have tons and tons and tons of condos. So what we're doing, I'm seeing that there is a little bit of a slowdown in the condo market than what there was, because beforehand, the condos were going pretty fast, just like the others. Oh, yeah. But, yeah. So, but it's still a seller's market. Last that I looked a few days ago, we were at 3.76 homes on as a absorption rate, which means that anywhere between 1 and 5 is a seller's market. So once we get to a 6, we're in a neutral market. And then anything above that to 10 is going to be a buyer's market. So I don't see that we're in a buyer's market just yet.
I just learned something. I had never heard of that before.
Me either. Oh, really?
When I hear absorption rate, I usually think of the vitamins I take.
Inventory?
Yeah, months of inventory.
Interesting. All right. So I learned something today. See, I learned something every day. I'm friends with the current president of Women's Council of Realtors, Emerald Coast. All right. So before we head out, ladies, just start with Barbara. Share the best way that the audience can reach out to you and find out more about you.
So the best way to reach out to me is to call my cell phone, which is area code 850-865-2512. And I can also be reached on my email, Barbara, BARBARA, at homefi.us. So HOMEFI, like Wi-Fi, before the technology we have and we offer, .us.
Wonderful. Angela, how about you?
All right, my number is 920-530-8031, and email is atera@foundationtne.com. And I'm also on Facebook, Angela Terra, and Instagram, La Vie en Rose. You know, I like to look at the world in pink rose-colored glasses. See all the positives.
That's why it's that way. I was like, where did she pick that
And
from?
I do love the song too. It's all tied together.
I love it.
All right. Last but not least, Danielle, tell them the best way they can reach out to you.
Hi, Danielle Hamrick. You can reach me at 850-730-9949. That is my cell phone, so you can call, text, and you can also email me at Danielle with one L. Y'all look, Danielle sells the beach at gmail.com.
Fantastic. What a joy. Barbara, thanks. So are you still nervous? Still good?
Oh, I'm good.
You did fantastic. I just want to let you know. See, it's good because all we're doing is sharing ideas, and we are trying to share what the mission is of Women's Council of Realtors. And it's just so great to have our strategic partners on, along with Madam President of Emerald Coast. I appreciate you guys. If you are a realtor or strategic partner within the Women's Council of Realtors world, please reach out to me or reach out to Danielle or Angela. We'd love to have you on the show so that you can share your journey as well. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Danielle. And thank you, Angela, for scooching right in there right before we're headed out. I appreciate you guys so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ted. Thank you.